Hello, lighthearted rainbow tribe. Here's Unreal again, coming to you live. I am alive inside. So let us take our moment of silence and touch down into an inner sense of aliveness. How's that? Oh, it is so beautiful to be in the wonderful joys of spring. The warm weather that's finally here. The blooming and the coming of the green. You know, part of the dedication of this site, this lighthearted rainbow tribe, is the greening of the planet. And the greening of the planet comes with the greening of our consciousness. And the greening of our consciousness is the coming alive of the spirit in us. Impassioned in the belly, a light in the heart, imbuing the mind with the truth, with the love, with the splendor and the glory, the aliveness of being. There is nothing like it. And it's unstoppable, and it's gorgeous, and it changes everything. So I am in fire for this love. I am alive in this truth. I am here to bring the aliveness of this bountiful presence into the hearts, the minds, the souls, the beings, the bodies of all people. And what a beautiful thing to be utilized in such a way. Because the I am that speaks is not a somebody here. There's no way this person can do that. The I am that speaks of what it is here for is the same I am that lives in you. There's not two. There's only one. I was very inspired by a speech by the Reverend Dr. William J. Barber II. Yesterday he gave a sermon called The Sacrilege of Greed and the Salvation of Grace. Yeah, greed and grace. And he ended up speaking to Grace Nation. He said, we don't need a great nation, we need a grace nation. Well, you know how that happens? That happens because grace is here. We are living by grace, and it is alive and flowing through us as the gifts of spirit with which we are inherently and naturally endowed being shared. There's your definition of living by grace. It's very simple. Open those hearts and give forth of what you are given. That's it. That's all that's happening here. Now, I will admit, this has been a project that's been years in the making. This did not happen as an overnight flash, as suddenly this capacity was here. I've had to dedicate and devote every day to the realization, to the recognition, to to giving forth the acknowledgement of the presence of grace in my life, even in times of struggle and hardship and difficulty and heartbreak and all the things that we endure here in this world. And it's not looking like it's going to get any better or any easier for the majority of people. And so to be involved in some form of movement, some sort of expressive energy in your own system that's for the good of somebody else, anybody else, in any way you can offer it. I don't care if you got nothing but a smile in your birthday suit. That's what you got, you share it. And we are going to be living in a time where we're not going to be getting a whole hell of a lot of help from the general realm. You know, this insane paradigm that's dominating our country right now. That's the sacrilege of greed. And I love his elucidation of that. It's so pure and clear and biblically oriented and irrefutable as far as I'm concerned. Telling it like it is. And so this self-centeredness, this everything for the good, for the people who think they are good. And if you think you are good, you aren't. Goodness is of the presence of being. Human beings are neither good nor evil. It's what we are engaged with that shows our goodness, our inherent goodness, or that we are operating in separation from that. And that's where the evil lies. There's not some evil being out there making people be evil, no matter how many people may believe that. It's that sense of separation and the wretchedness that comes from that creates the capacity to throw people under the bus, as a friend of mine says. She questions as she watches the things happening in Washington, is how is it possible that they can justify throwing so many people, their fellow Americans, under the bus, let alone the rest of the world? And it's because they're in a state of separation. That's the only way it can happen. Their hearts are closed. Their minds are closed. They're shut off, cut off, done for. Closed systems die. And that's what they're all about. They think they've got it. They think they understand. I don't care if they're religious or political or both or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what party. It doesn't matter what religion. None of that matters. By your fruits you shall know them. What they are doing for their fellow self, the human expression of the divine in whatever condition or appearance it's in, to extend out, to offer the endowments that the presence offers us limitlessly, continuously, without ceasing, and extend them out to be of benefit. That's the fruit. That's the fruit. All the rest of it's a bunch of BS. So you pay attention and give yourself this opportunity to get in touch, first of all. Get in touch. Get in touch within. Because it all comes from our conscious contact that leads to conscious union. Conscious contact, communication, communion, union. That's the movement that occurs within us as we open receptively. And engaging with that fills us up. And as we get filled up with the natural inherent endowments of the gifts of heaven that is within us, not somewhere out here coming down, but arising within us as the naturalness of our being, in response to what's being experienced. Always. Always. And clearing up the misunderstandings that we have. Touching into the places inside us that have been aching in pain and believing things about ourselves and the other in separation, and that it all gets liberated by truth. Truth is a liberating power, and I am on fire with that truth. I am here to bring forth the liberation of the human spirit, of the consciousness of being in humanity from its imprisonment in the false state of separation. It doesn't exist anywhere but in our belief system, in the pain and the sorrow that we've experienced by people who were also convinced in separation. It's time for that lie to stop being believed in, acted out from, and continued. Not one more generation. Stops now. Through us. Okay, you got your marching orders. So let us gather together of all stripes. That's what the rainbow tribe is all about. Beings of all colors, creeds, religions, shapes, sizes. Doesn't matter. None of it matters other than that you're interested in being lighthearted, discovering your lighthearted emanation body, emanating this love and truth and offering it out. That's it. So let us love the shit out of this place. Love you so much. Totally, completely, as you are. Yes, you are so loved.